few quarterly recaps to rip through. Oh, we were supposed to rip through, but I can't help myself and summarise. Sorry, Trevor.
Matty, the brief is let's just pull out the one key piece of information from the quarterly, and I'm watching him fucking typing away as if it's a deep dive.
Capricorn, the market darling of the gold sector, produced 29,700 ounces, all in sustaining cost of Aussie 13.15. Cash build, which is what everyone wants to know, 23.3 million for the quarter. Let's just do a bit of a comparison because we know Capricorn trades at a bit of a premium. Let's compare it to, say, a West Gold, prime case to show where ounces ain't everything. Righto, Money Miners, Tuesday, 24th of October. We've got a few quarterly recaps to rip through. We were supposed to rip through, but I can't help myself and summarise. Sorry, Trevor, you're better than me.
We've read the quarterlies, so people don't have to.
We just want to take away the reading time. We're like that Speechify, making reading and knowledge gaining easier. So we've got Capricorn, WAF, VHM and Adriatic. We'll do a bit of a deeper look into Adriatic. Also talk about the mining lease granted for Aurelia's Federation and a bit of a Lotus merger update. Ricardinho. Not the average morning today, you'd say.
Yeah, well, a few strange things happened this morning. One is Jonas is supposed to be back, but his flight got cancelled. So it's you and I again, mate.
He's probably flying Tiger or something because he's that tight.
I don't even think Tiger exists anymore.
But not Tiger. What's that yellow one?
Yeah, no, he'd be bringing him
Scoot.
back.
He'd be on Scoot.
He'd be hitching a ride back.
Across the Nullarbor. Looking forward to having the big fella back. He's been doing, mate, I listened to his interview with Acorn Capital. That was an absolute ripper.
There's a lot in that one.
Yeah, he's mate. He is the on the road fundy guru for interviews. He's bloody great job, JD.
Wicked insight.
Just
man.
offsetting that I called him tight just then.
Yeah,
so. But no, bloody absolutely brilliant. So and we've got a couple more to rip out. But we were on as guests and our talk about just not feeling qualified for the role, but we were on the Joe Lowry's Global Lithium podcast. Now, this is a podcast that has interviewed all the Global Lithium CEOs, like, Ken Brisden, Tony Ottaviano, all people in America, and we had the opportunity to go on it. So very humbling experience, I'd say,
cool.
Ricardinho.
It's our first time, as guests on a podcast, I'd say. Well, certainly my first time as a guest on a podcast, as opposed to being the person asking the questions. A role which you were not comfortable doing, Matty.
I know. I'll just revert back to, so Joe, while I've got you here, but like bloody hell, he knows a shitload about lithium. So I'm like, well, no point spending 2 hours with him and not learning some stuff. So, but yes, it was hard to. He's probably after responses. He's probably thinking, that's not even close. But you're a guest, so
it was really.
But
cool.
It was good.
It was really cool.
Right.
I mean, I think we covered a lot of territory. We closed it out with a plan to head to South America, to Argentina, and ultimately check out some brine operations, which I'd be pumped to do if we can make it happen.
And up to America to go to Thacker Pass. I'm sure the boys will take me up to Patriot as well.
Mate, we'll do the full circle. The full circuit of getting across the lithium in the Americas. I reckon that would be pretty fun time, mate.
But cheers, Joe, for having us on. That was a very, as I said, very humbling experience. Flattered he wanted us on there. So, mate, let's rip into it. Our great friends of the show, can't forget to mention, one of the OG sponsors, Terra Capital. Mate, cannot wait to catch up with them in person.
This time next week.
In Sydney and IMARC. We're having a business development night, you'd say.
Yeah.
And it'd be good to pick their brains, as always, about what is hot in, especially the overseas, the TSX,
maybe they're
resources
bullish
sector.
They might be bullish ASX names by now. It's been a while.
Maybe it'd be interesting. So when we first interviewed them, they were about 50% invested in the TSX. So it'd be interesting to see if that is still the same. But look, natural resources gurus based in Sydney, check them out. And we've had DK on the show before for a rare earth spectacular. We had Langers on initially to give his take on the market. Head back early days to listen to that episode.
When are we going to pin down Bondi?
But we will sort that out on the BD night. Might just put the phone on record while we're there. But appreciate all your support, Terra. Absolute GCs of the industry.
So we're going to be in Sydney next week
Oh,
for iMark.
Next week?
Yeah, mate, it's next week.
No, the week after.
No.
Yeah, no, we leave on the 30th. No, it's Tuesday.
That's next week.
That is next week. Oh.
Yeah, so next week we're going to be in Sydney for iMark.
Shit, it is next week.
We're penning in Tuesday night as a bit of a meetup. You know, we're going to find a pub somewhere not too far away, and any listeners of the show out there, like come for a beer. Let us know if you plan on coming to that. If you are coming, jump in the Hooteroo chat.
It's fucking 8,500 people going to iMark, so I think there'll be a few Money of Mine fans in that number. So yeah, no, we'll ping you the location, time where we're all having a beer. And
if anyone wants to put some money on a tab for the Money Minus, then also let us know, because I think
we will facilitate.
Sean Russo said he'll chip in 400 from Noah's Rule, so that's the starting number. Let's just add to it. Let's see if anyone else can chuck in some money.
Would you take money from a stockbroking firm, Trav?
For a beer tab, yeah, but we're never going to. We wouldn't mention him.
Yeah, but hey, you can flick us some cash.
You get nothing for it.
Oh, very good. No, yeah, we will be in touch, and we're actually the official podcast sponsor or podcast partner for iMark. We're going to have a table set up in there, and
that sounds fancy.
That's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to be live, sort of live from inside the venue. So that's going to be good fun. I'll be only good. I'm going to on Tuesday, Wednesday. That'll be me. I'll fly out Thursday because I'll blow myself up before then anyway. So.
Are you allowed to do roving mic, Matty? Is that what you feel?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
I'd love to see that.
Why not? Maybe I'll do a roving mic at the BD session on the Tuesday night with the money miners.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Or maybe we give them the assurance that nothing they say will be filmed or recorded. But either way,
rock up safely.
It'll be fun.
Yes, good stuff. Righto, mate. Let's get now. I guess we've gone through a few of the quarterlies. We don't want to go in too depth, but I sort of have gone into too much depth in one of them. But we're just going to rip through the key points of what's going on between Capricorn, VHM, WAF, and what was the other one? Adriatic.
I love this. I type in the notes up, but I'm like, segment name. We read all the quarterlies today, so you don't have to. I'm like, Matty, the brief is let's just pull out the one key piece of information from the quarterly. So that's just interesting. And I'm watching him fucking typing away as if it's a deep dive.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know all this. Right, Capricorn, the market darling of the gold sector, produced 29,700 ounces, 29,500 ounces, all in sustaining cost of Aussie 13.15. Cash build, which is what everyone wants to know, 23.3 million for the quarter. Now, let's just do a bit of a comparison because we know Capricorn trades at a bit of a premium. Let's compare it to, say, a Westgold. Based on Westgold's pre-quarterly, they produced 63,000 ounces and had a cash build of 25. So similar cash build. Westgold produced over double the ounces from multiple operations, but Westgold's market cap, 950 million, and Capricorn is at 1.76 billion. So nearly not quite double the market cap, but 1.7 times or so for under half the ounces. So it's a prime case to show where ounces ain't everything. It's how much cash you build on the ounces you get.
Yeah, and the growth projects is another piece there, management premium, but also the I think the market's allocated more to Mount Gibson than West Coast growth projects. All right, mate. I'm inspired by your succinctness. That was pretty good. VHM, so VHM Limited. All right, I'm going to summarise it. 3 directors in, 3 directors out. Permitting in Victoria is hard. $14 million left in the kitty, and a $95 million market cap.
That's right. I'm gonna let you down here. WAF, West African Resources, 50,700 ounces produced for the quarter at an all-in sustaining cost of $18.30 per ounce Aussie. They report everything in US dollars. I'll convert it to Aussie. Cash balance reduced Aussie 28 million for the quarter, but they put 44 million into Kiaka growth capex. So all in, minus the Kiaka growth capex, they added Aussie 16 million bucks from their operations, you'd say. Now, the loan documents for the $265 million US debt facility for the Kiaka project were progressed. They're aiming to have them executed and first drawdown in Q4 2023. So that they report in calendar years, not financial years over there. And so in the meantime, Kiaka will be funded from operational cash flows from Sanbrado and their existing cash. So this is going to take them to a 400,000 ounce per annum producer from mid-2025 onwards. And look, same thing if you look at their market caps and what they're trading at as an African company compared to, say, a Capricorn at the higher end. 2023 guidance is 210 to 230,000 ounces, all in sustaining cost of less than 1850, so pretty similar to Westgold, a lot higher than Capricorn. But look, they're funding the Kiaka development from their operating cash flows, and even though they're adding cash quarter on quarter and going to be 400,000 ounce producer in a year and a half or so, market cap is even lower than Westgold's at 759, been on a big downward trend for the last 12 months. The sovereign discount you get being a West African gold miner.
Totally. And it's in the free cash flow generation for that market cap is, you rarely sort of see stuff trade at such an undemanding multiple in the resources space. It's up to the investor to determine whether or not they think that multiple is fair given whatever the jurisdictional risk baked into that multiple is. But yeah, it's fascinating, mate. Well done. Adriatic, Matty. All right, I'm inspired again. That was succinct. A bit of a hiccup on the path to first production for Vares polymetallic project in Bosnia.
Vares.
Commissioning of the plant underway, and you know what? I can't be succinct on this one. I'm going to have to do a bit of a deeper dive.
Oh, what sparked your interest here, Cobber?
The quarterlies out. I didn't bury it, but 0.3 is the bad point. In quotation marks, first concentrate production now anticipated in January 2024 due to delays in equipment delivery and electricity connection. So earlier this year, they planned for first concentrate production in Q3 2023, so that's the quarter just gone. If it comes in January, they'll be about 4 months behind schedule. But rest assured, they do tell us they're fully funded. Happy to throw that one in the announcement, and the targeting nameplate by June 2024. So the stock has shrugged off the news. The likely reason for this is that it doesn't appear that the hiccup will put them under serious financial pressure. You know, what is a common concern for companies hitting ramp up is typically the financial stress along the way. But here, the market's not super concerned with that, given the profile of repayments along the way. Now, remember though, Matty, Adriatic, they did hit the market with a US $32 million equity raise at the time of Diggers. They raised that for exploration, with question marks added to that one. They're expecting to draw down the final $30 million tranche of debt from Orion this quarter, and that's the project finance. US $68 million cash balance, US $43 million of capex to spend pre-production. So, and that $68 million doesn't include the $30 million from Orion. So it looks like they have some padding there. To put some positive spin on the news, Adriatic said it'll give them the opportunity for increased stockpile and improved grade management in ramp up.
Yeah, well, lucky they got some bloody talk about grade management. Does that mean keeping the grade really bloody high? Because that is the key thing about Adriatic. Imagine when the zinc prices and all that recover.
Yeah.
How much bloody cash they're going to print over there. It's phenomenal grades, that operation.
Yeah, mate. Grade is great. Of course, they also flag they're still having some difficulty with poor ground conditions at the footwall. They're expecting a third jumbo operator this quarter. They've transitioned from 8 to 12-hour shifts. They've got operators with international experience in high safety, high speed environments on board.
High speed developers. Oh God, like those ones that did you see that the Westgold ad they put up on bloody Facebook?
No, I haven't seen that.
They were in their, Wayne's new style of.
And he's on the phone.
I'm going to talk on the phone. And,
I did see that.
They got the new jumbo. They're like, have you got any high speed operators to go with it? So they've taken my thing.
That's funny. Well, mate, if they're hiring high speed jumbo operators, mate, I think you're the man for the job.
I can't say I was high speed, but I was. I definitely won't be now with a couple of kegs I'll put on in this Perth life. But anyway.
What's
the trading looking like for Adriatic?
Last Thursday, second highest number of shares changed hand in a long while, well over a year. Don't know what to draw from that, but the dollar amount wasn't relatively high. So the top 10 shareholders hold more than 63% of this company. I think there's one more thing I'll throw in the mix when we're speaking about Adriatic. I remember you and JD did an episode early days Money in Mine.
With Paul and Matty.
Yeah, you interviewed Paul Crone and Matty Hine from Adriatic. They didn't. I'm pretty sure in that interview, like they actually threw in an invitation to come to site when they had first production. Now, I was really curious. I had that in my memory, and I was like, geez, I'm going to have to re-listen to this to make sure I'm right in this invitation being thrown out. And there was, when I was re-listening to it, there was this one quote from Paul Cronin that just stood out above the rest. He goes, in that interview, it's the only mine in the world where you can wake up in a European capital city, go for a ski in the morning, mine a stope before lunch, and be down at the beach in the afternoon. What a quote.
God, are they doing any bloody work?
What a quote that is. So look, guys, that is the exact itinerary I want to see for our site visit invitation, which I know is coming in the mail anytime, any day now.
You can go mine the stope of I've done a couple, so I don't know what it looks like.
But, I just want to watch it.
Yeah. You need to be able to press the button. We'll do that after the Argentina and North America trip.
Yeah, I might spend a few days in Dubrovnik, just sightseeing as well.
Quite happy to. Right, mate, Aurelia, AMI. For mining lease granted for Federation.
Yep.
Stock's up 4% on the news today. So
give
us a bit of context about Aurelia, mate. They're deep in the Cobar Basin, plus an ugly sister at Dargues, you'd say.
Exactly. 4 projects. So Aurelia context, 4 projects. 3 of them are in the Cobar Basin. Peak, Hera and Federation. Peak is a high-cost polymetallic mine that sometimes makes money, sometimes loses money. Hera recently transitioned to care and maintenance. Federation is actually a decent development project, undeveloped. And then the 4th project, not in the Cobar Basin, is a pissy little gold mine, Dargues.
It's probably not that it's a little gold mine. It's just because they paid so much for it.
They paid so much. Super small mine life, super small production profile, and no capability to extend mine life beyond that. So, today's news though is that they received a granted mining lease for Federation and are progressing, aiming for first stope door in Q1 2025. If you look at Aurelia today as a company and with their assets and what they're doing with them, look at them today versus 12 months ago, completely it's in a much better position. I think the balance sheet is so much cleaner. They made some hard but necessary decisions with their marginal projects. Management's changed. Federation is progressing. And if you were to sort of pinpoint one singular cause of the destruction of shareholder value at the company, if you wind back sort of 3 years ago to now, I would pin it down to that. I get the value destruction. It's not like you can pin it down to one decision. It's nuanced. There's a bunch of factors. But if you were to generalise, I can't look past that acquisition of Dargues in late 2020 for $200 million. Like we said, mate, that Dargues is like fast approaching the end of its mine life. Development there is going to stop in the December quarter. They're then going to milk it for some cash from that development, and then mine life sort of fades out by 2025. So
and it's not like, it's a bit different to say we off the back of the envelope saying that Genesis paid about 160 million or whatever for Dacian for that mill and everything, when there's all surrounding stuff you can start feeding into that mill. Dargues is so isolated on that south coast that there wouldn't be much neighbouring things that you can start feeding into the mill. So once she stops. Yeah.
For context of just the staggering kind of price tag paid for it, they paid $200 million for Dargues. Today, Aurelia's market cap is $160 million. They partially funded that acquisition with some debt, and debt will bite you in the arse if you're a high-cost miner and if, in
a higher interest rate environment too.
Yeah. And it bit Aurelia in the butt. So Dargues copped a massive write-down ultimately when the gold production that they were getting from it and the cost profile they were getting from it were materially different to what they'd modelled. But I mean, look at them now, absent all those issues which have been well kind of documented in all of their announcements. I think let's keep paying attention to Federation though. That project's worth us looking at. and they've been sort of plagued and hampered by the performance in the other parts of their portfolio. But it's a cleaner corporate entity now than it used to be.
God, if that was a long mine life project, because that is a beautiful part of the world, the south coast of New South Wales. People were like living all around the coast there, drive in, drive out, like just absolutely beautiful spot to have a mine and have a workforce. But unfortunately, it doesn't have the mine life. So I think a shout out to Jackson Hopkins, who was one of probably kept Dargs alive.
Did he?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Now that bloke is a bloody GC.
Oh, nice. It was owned by Pi Bar. Did you know? A mining contractor owned that and sold it to Aurelia. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yes. Right, mate. Lotus.
Yep.
Lotus ACAP scheme of arrangement has been approved by shareholders.
Yeah, brief update here. So these are the two ASX uranium developers merging, mate. Lotus brings its, I'm going to get the pronunciation wrong, Kailakera Restart project in Malawi, and ACAP brings its Letlhakane project in Botswana. You know, the two companies merging. This project's quite far away, Matty. So
is this one of those ones you mentioned in the uranium episode? Just to let's combine the market cap to make us a bit more appealing to the indexes.
That's the cynical way to look at it. Is it 1 + 1 = 3, or is it 1 + 1 = 2? I don't know. It's a bigger company, better index eligibility, deeper pool of capital to draw from in funding its projects now. But let's see how the bigger developer goes amongst the next wave of uranium mining hopefuls out there, because there's a new tier of projects looking to come online as the uranium bull market goes on.
Very good, mate. AVZ, geez, I've been getting a few message things. Every time someone sends me a link to this Make Monono Great Again, or there's anything related to AVZ, it's like I know I refrain from opening it because you have to allocate so much time to go down the rabbit warren to figure out what the hell is going on. Mate, have you got any bit of brief context? It's like anytime you talk about AVZ, you don't do it justice without doing a full hour deep dive into it.
That's actually really funny that you say without going down the rabbit hole, because I posted on Twitter a few days ago, just reaching out to AVZ shareholders keen to do a deep dive on this one. Someone just posted a GIF of Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole.
It's in it. Mate, right. So what's going on? What's unfolding at the moment?
I think I just want to let the money miners know that we're paying close attention to this. We're not going to unpack it in today's episode. We understand the developments that are happening. We've read the announcement on the Zijin letterhead. We're reading the announcements dropped by AVZ on ASX. We're looking at the AGM activism. We're reading what the shareholders are all saying. There's a bit happening there. There's a lot of different factors at play. We want to do it justice when we talk about it, and we're going to do it right, which means we're going to wait for JD to be back in Money in Mine HQ before we do our AVZ deep dive.
I need JD to go deep into that.
We both do.
Yeah, mate. Do you want to touch quickly? I know it's off script, but the little, just quickly on the little bit of a graphite short squeeze happening.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
So the news come out the other week that effectively say what they were putting export tariffs on graphite coming out of China.
Yeah, I didn't read the news properly, but
I think it was for both synthetic and flake.
Yeah.
So it and Syrah was one of the most shorted stocks on the ASX. So I think on Friday it went up 20-odd%, went up 30%. Yesterday, I think it went up 20% this morning, and then
up 27%, from open all the way up until 12:30, and then
a huge decline.
It's closed 6% down for the day after being up 27%. That is absolutely insane for intraday volatility.
Yeah, so it's obviously been a bit of a
short squeeze,
and a bit of profit taking.
Wow,
it's the short. So I guess what for the money miners. What happens there on a short squeeze. If you want to know everything about a short squeeze, go watch the GameStop saga on Netflix. And there's actually a dramatised movie coming out about it. So when a short squeeze is when all the instos or funds a lot of people are shorting this stock saying it's going to go down. But then if there's a lot of buying pressure, it then starts going up, and the shorts have to close out their position by buying back the stock, which then puts more buying volume in, and you see this big mad spike happen. So that's you'd attribute that's what's happened to Syrah based on a bit of change in sentiment. One piece of news can change everything.
Wow. Wow. All right, we're going to have to
Who
put
would
that in
ever
there.
thought I'd be educating people on finance, Trav? What has the world come to?
Is anyone going to sign up for my jumbo operator course? I'm going to start.
Righto, cover. Nice and short and sweet, because that lithium one took it out of me yesterday. So, good times. Looking forward to getting JD back soon.
Yep.
And
awesome.
we'd as always, like to thank our great partners, Terra Capital at the top of the show, Anytime Exploration, our OG sponsors, along with SMEC Power Technology, the electrical gurus, K-Drill, the RC drilling gurus, and JP Search, the niche financial recruiting gurus. Anyone from any bit of Big Four M&A experience, give JP Search a call. Michael and Zav will look after you. And
beautiful.
We got a couple of little your sponsorship pitch to the bloody audience, pitch to the corporates. Trav didn't go unnoticed yesterday. We've had a couple of people inquire.
Some inbounds.
So, mate, get in quick because the
rates going up.
Spots might be filling up, and so will the rates. They'll be going up too. A bit like the Syrah share price.
But that came back down.
Without the decline.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Righto, good on you, money miners. Stay safe out there, and hootaroo.
Hootaroo, Matty.
The information contained in this episode of Money of Mine is of general nature only and does not take into account the objectives, financial situation, or needs of any particular person. Before making any investment decision, you should consult with your financial advisor and consider how appropriate the advice is to your objectives, financial situation, and needs.